Hello everyone and welcome to the Vanarama National League highlight show on BT Sports. Over the next half an hour we'll bring you all the incidents from the latest round of fixtures. Here's a little taste of what's coming up. Table-topping Tranmere make club history with their 5th straight win. Hot shot Johnny Margetts bags 4 in a game for Lincoln. And have we already seen the goal of the season? After narrowly missing out on playoff football last season, Tranmere Rovers are a team on a mission. 4 wins out of 4 already, the best start to a campaign in the club's history. Gary Brabbin's boys were looking to extend that run against Maidstone at Prenton Park. Visiting goalkeeper Lee Worgan was called into action early on. Andy Cook, the man denied. Promoted Maidstone have adapted well to life in the 5th tier after back-to-back victories. Ben Greenhow was agonisingly close to an opener. Rovers boast real firepower after the summer acquisition of Cook from Barrow. 24 goals last season and now 2 in a Tranmere shirt for the striker, who put the hosts ahead 5 minutes before half-time. Cook came close to doubling his tally for the day after the break, his header arrowing towards goal before Kevin Locko cleared off the line. Jay Saunders' team are tenacious and they fought back to draw level on the hour mark. A great run by Alex Flisher and a fine finish. 2 in 3 games for Flisher. The travelling fans were dreaming of celebrating a point on the way back to Kent. Tranmere probed for a winner and looked to top scorer James Norwood. Worgan again up to the task. But he wasn't to be for Worgan and Maidstone. The formidable frame of Steve McNulty is instantly recognisable to National League fans. He popped up with 10 minutes to play to secure a 5th win in 5 for Tranmere.
You know, it's only early days, we're aware of that. We're not focusing too much on the league table at this early stage, but you know, it's nice that we've started so well, but I think the most important thing is that we sustain it.
Lincoln City's season turned on its head when last year's top scorer Matt Reed left the field injured against Sutton United. 2 wins out of 2 before then, 2 defeats out of 2 since for manager Danny Cowley. The visit of struggling Southport to Sincil Bank offered a chance for a change in fortunes. Terry Hawkridge's free kick nodded in by Johnny Margetts after 16 minutes. The second was an incisive move that saw Adam Marriott flip through to Margetts, who rounded Ty Belford to double Lincoln's advantage on the half hour. Andy Bishop's team came into this match having lost 3 of their opening 4 fixtures, and any hopes of a revival in this game appeared to be long gone when former Lincoln midfielder Ashley Grimes took a swipe at Alex Woodyard. Referee Anthony Coggins given no option but to show Grimes a straight red card. And an eventful opening 45 minutes saw the hosts secure a 3-0 lead as they were given all the time in the world to find Margetts, who spectacularly completed a first-half hat-trick, the former Hull man increasing his Lincoln tally to 4 this season. One-way traffic once again in the second half, Margetts pouncing on a poor back pass before being brought down by Belford, penalty to Lincoln. And just a yellow card for the goalkeeper, who saved the resulting spot kick from Hawkridge. The visitors have the worst defence in the National League and provided their hosts with another opportunity from 12 yards after Harry Anderson was tripped. Margetts stepped up this time and became the first Lincoln player to score 4 goals in a game since Jamie Forrester 10 years ago, much to the delight of his manager.
Sometimes you have to miss them to score them, and John missed a couple on Tuesday. Still worked very, very hard for the team on Tuesday. And the great thing about Johnny is that even Thursday morning he's out after training, practicing his finishing. He did the same Friday, and if you're willing to work as hard as he does, you get your just rewards.
It's been a good week for Forest Green Rovers and a terrible one for York City. Rovers registered their first 2 wins under Mark Cooper, while City were humiliated 6-1 at Gateshead in midweek. Life in the National League not proving too kind to Jackie McNamara, so it was a shock to see his side strike first at the new lawn. Richard Brodie has now scored 58 goals for York. He can't have scored many better than that one. Brodie was in the mood and was denied a spectacular second just minutes later, his effort palmed away by Sam Russell. But Forest Green have found their feet under their new manager, and they found an equaliser 5 minutes before half-time. Ben Jefford crossing for Rhys Murphy to slide in and score his first goal since signing in the summer. A tight and tense affair centred on a 4-minute spell in the second half. York midfielder Simon Heslop was shown a yellow card for a rash challenge on Mohamed Shemlal. And just minutes later, it was Heslop fouling Shemlal again. Referee Stephen Rushton showing a second yellow to Heslop. York down to 10 men for the closing stages. And yet the visitors almost snatched an unlikely 3 points. Russell having to be at his brilliant best to keep out teammates Aaron Racine. But the game's major controversy came in stoppage time. Sean Rooney adjudged to have pulled back Racine. Penalty to Forest Green in the 95th minute. If Matt Tubbs was feeling the pressure, he didn't show it. A serene spot kick from Tubbs, securing a third victory on the spin for Forest Green.
I thought we deserved to win the game today. York made it really difficult for us, as you'd imagine, after getting beat 6-1 in the week. They came and tried to shut up shop and block our flair players off, and we had to be patient. We weren't as free-flowing as we have been, but I said to the players, it's just about, sometimes getting the job done and winning the game, which we did.
Sean's got a hold of him, but as a full first, he's on the right side to start with. The lad pulls him back and pulling each other. Again, if you did that, you have a penalty every time there's a corner. As I said, it sums up the performance of the referee today.
The last time Dagenham and Redbridge contested a National League campaign 10 seasons ago, they emerged as champions. With 3 wins from their first 4 fixtures, it looks like John Still's men could be contenders again. They travelled to Kingfield to face winless Woking, and if the hosts were feeling fragile, conceding after 11 minutes didn't help. A free header for summer signing Craig Robson. 5 minutes later, 1-0 became 2-0, the Daggers doubling their advantage in sumptuous style. Jordan Maguire-Drew, on loan from Brighton, curling past Michael Poke in the Woking goal. Well worth another watch. Dagenham and Redbridge were on fire, with Woking still reeling. Maguire-Drew was upended inside the area, penalty to the visitors. Vajiri Okanabiri's penalty was saved by Poke, but the goalkeeper's joy was short-lived. Okanabiri tapping in. 3-0 Dagenham and Redbridge, not even 20 minutes on the clock. Gary Hillside searched for a route back into the game before the interval. Anthony Edgar forcing Daggers keeper Elliot Justum to parry away. Edgar is Jermaine Defoe's cousin, and he wasn't to be denied early in the second half as the away side struggled to clear their lines. Edgar firing in his first Woking goal. But it wasn't the start of a famous fight back. It's Woking's worst start for 8 years as Dagenham and Redbridge march on.
We've still got a lot of work to do. We've won, delighted to win. We're winning away from home's brilliant. We've won 4 out of 5. I can't ask for more than that. We're scoring goals, but there's a lot of work to do.
We have got our hands tied as a manager, in every way I form. We know that. I ain't going to go into details in a big way, but what I told the club over the last couple of years is coming to roost them a little bit at the moment. So, it's no good people walking around with glum faces at the end of the day, and I'm talking about directors, because they have to look at themselves sometimes.
A 93rd minute goal by Wrexham in midweek inflicted a first defeat of the season on Solihull Moors. Marcus Bignot's boys have really taken to life in the 5th tier, but it's been a ghastly start to the season for Guiseley, and this turned out to be manager Mark Bauer's last game in charge. It was the hosts who drew first blood at a windy Damson Park. Darryl Knight cannoned his effort against the post, but from the resulting cross, Solihull striker Andy Brown rose highest to break the deadlock. With 4 defeats and no points on the board so far for Guiseley, it was vital they responded. Will Hatfield's powerful effort found a way through the fingertips of Daniel Lewis to send the sides into the half-time break all square. The game exploded into life with 13 minutes to play. Substitute Adam Boys in a 50-50 challenge with Lewis. Boys first to the ball to give Guiseley a priceless lead. But the visitors' joy was short-lived. Amari Sterling-James with the cross, that man Brown proving unstoppable in the air. A second for him, Guiseley's advantage lasting just 3 minutes. And it was heartbreak for the away side 6 minutes from time. Substitute Harry White, the man in the right place. And it's now 2 wins in the last 20 matches for Guiseley, which ultimately cost Barrow his job on Sunday evening. These were his final thoughts before the axe fell.
We had the game 2-1 up, we should see it out comfortably, but a weakness that has been real Achilles heel for us over the first 5 games of the season. We just didn't defend balls into our box well, and ultimately they scored 2 goals and we lost the game. But we're just killing ourselves, we're killing ourselves as a team. We've got ourselves in a great position, and then the 2 goals we concede, we can't afford to give away in this league.
I've been reminding the players all that hard work you've done last season. Now's the time to enjoy it, and I think that's the key. We're going to enjoy this season. Win, lose or draw. Let's hope we have many more wins and draws than losses, and we can have many more weekends like this.
The first ever meeting of Sutton United and Macclesfield Town saw both sides looking for a 3rd win in a row. Sutton have been striving to get back to the 5th tier for the last 16 years and are making up for lost time. Paul Doswell's players began on the front foot and led after 25 minutes. Ross Stern scored 8 goals from midfield last season as Sutton won the National League South. This his first of the new campaign. It was a fine first half display from the hosts, capped off by a 2nd goal before the break. French midfielder Bedsente Gomis grabbed his first of the season to put Sutton firmly in control. It was a miserable day for Macclesfield manager John Askey, compounded by the dismissal of his skipper Andy Halls midway through the second half. A straight red card for the challenge on Gomis, but it couldn't spoil Sutton's day. They're on their best run of form at this level for 26 years.
I thought the lads again put in a real good shift today. 10 points from 5 games now, we've got to be really happy with that against a very good Macclesfield side. As I said, we watched the videos of them this week, and they certainly are going to be there or thereabouts, so we were pleased to win the game today.
Gateshead arrived at Hayes Lane on the crest of a wave after their 6-1 midweek thrashing of York City had lifted them up into 2nd place in the National League. Bromley were desperate to kick-start their season, having picked up only 1 point from their opening 4 games. And it was Gateshead who made the quickest start on the day. A delightful volley from fullback James Bolton, giving them the lead after just 5 minutes. But they were ahead for barely a minute as the hosts responded through Toby Show-Silver, who rifled a crisp shot into the bottom corner to level the scores. Show-Silver, a summer signing for Neil Smith's men from Charlton, opened his Bromley account in the midweek 2-2 draw with Aldershot, and the 21-year-old was at it again after just 11 minutes, putting the home side in front after Joe Anderson's mishit shot. Bromley certainly weren't looking like a team of strugglers, and they scored again before half-time. The roles reversing as Show-Silver teed up Anderson, who confidently dispatched his shot past Sam Johnson in the Gateshead net. It had been such a positive week for Gateshead boss Neil Aspin, as he and assistant Lee Nogan were handed contract extensions until 2018 after the club's fine start to the new season. But their day went from bad to worse with just over 20 minutes remaining, as centre-back Manny Smith saw red for a 2nd bookable offence. The numbers were levelled up though just minutes later, as Bromley were also reduced to 10 men. 2-goal man Show-Silver receiving his 2nd yellow for mindlessly kicking the ball away after the whistle had gone. In the closing stages, Aspin's men began to take control, and with Bromley dropping deeper and deeper, Connor Diamond needlessly gave away a penalty, which was converted with ease by Danny Johnson to set up a grandstand finish. But in truth, it was too little too late as the hosts held on to secure their first 3 points of the season.
We've been saying for the last 3 or 4 games, we've been working hard, just haven't had the luck to go a goal down. Again, the boys show character, and Toby, getting us back in on the level terms, and then obviously Joe Anderson scoring the winner. But they deserved that. I think they really worked their socks off over the last 3 weeks to get into that situation.
Very disappointing on the back of a really good performance on Tuesday, but you've got to be consistent in this league. It's no good performing like we did Tuesday and then being nowhere near it today. So
we're going to have a lot of hard work to do next week, and we've got to make sure that we're better.
Barrow made the almost 800-mile round trip to Dover to face a team looking for their third win on the bounce after impressive recent victories over Northborough and Eastleigh. And it was the side from Kent who opened the scoring, as left-back Aswad Thomas appeared to stab home from just inside the 6-yard box. The goal, however, was credited to forward Moses Emmanuel, who may have just got the final touch. Former Eastleigh striker Ross Lafayette has made the perfect start to his Dover career, scoring in each of his first 2 starts for the club. He made it 3 in 3 here, racing onto Jack Parkinson's long ball to coolly make it 2-0. With performances like this, Dover boss Chris Kinnear will feel there's no reason his side can't repeat the heroics which saw them reach the playoffs last time round, and on 83 minutes they wrapped up the points. Malta under-21 international Sam Magri heading home the first league goal of his career. Paul Cox's Barrow aren't travelling too well at the moment, having picked up only a point on the road so far this season. They grabbed a consolation in the dying moments though through Ross Hannah, the substitute tucking in from the spot after being bundled over by Dover keeper Steve Arnold. 3-1 the final score, the victory moving Dover up 6 places to 4th, much to the delight of boss Kinnear.
I thought we were absolutely excellent. Right at the end they nicked one, but you know, I can understand the lads easing. They're not happy with letting the goal in, but as I say, they're against a strong, physically very good side, a good side. So for us to go and win quite convincingly, we're really pleased.
I think the frustration thing is the how we conceded the goals, sloppiness. I don't think they had to really work for the goals, especially the second one was schoolboy, and things we've not been accustomed to for the past 6 to 8 months.
New Braintree boss Jamie Day was still looking for his first win since taking the helm at Cressing Road, as they hosted an Aldershot side who'd made a steady start to the season, taking 7 points from their opening 4 games. It was always going to be a tough act to follow after Danny Cowley had led Braintree to a 3rd place finish last time around. But Braintree made a dream start as former Aldershot man Jake Goodman held off his marker to head in after just 8 minutes. If Gary Waddock's Aldershot are to return to the Football League at the 4th time of asking, then striker Scott Rendell is going to be key. And perhaps he should have made it 3 goals in 3 games here, his deft header landing just the wrong side of the post. Keeping hold of Simeon Akinolo was one of Day's best pieces of business this summer. The forward, who was so instrumental to their success last campaign, sealed victory as he swept in a sweet shot to make it 2 and secure a much-needed 3 points.
I thought we started the game really well today and got a goal, which always helps. We haven't done that in the previous 2. So, really pleased for the boys. They've had to dig in for 90 minutes and showed a little bit of quality when needed.
Boreham Wood experienced defeat for the first time this season in midweek, losing 1-0 at home to table-topping Tranmere. They look to bounce back here against a Chester side who'd lost 3 of their opening 4 games. Wood manager Luke Garrard handed a first start to former Crystal Palace youngster Morgan Ferrier, and he was duly repaid after just 5 minutes. The striker showing good strength to shake off Blaine Hudson before smartly finishing at the near post. After impressive wins in their opening 2 games against Forest Green and Dover, Boreham Wood were without victory in their last 2. They almost doubled their lead in the second half. On loan Walsall keeper Liam Roberts getting down well to keep out Adriano Moke. Then on 83 minutes came one of the moments of the season so far. After breaking from a corner, Chester's former Wrexham midfielder Elliot Durrell spotted Grant Smith off his line and executed an audacious lob from just inside the Wood half, evoking memories of that famous David Beckham strike from 20 years ago. A sensational finish that is sure to live long in the memory, and one that ensured John McCarthy's men left Hertfordshire with a point.
We've dominated a lot of the possession and played some of the best football, built some pressure to then eventually get a very special goal. There's not many players, in this league that would be able to see that and then have the technique to be able to do it. It's very special. It's what we've seen in him, and it's why we're delighted to have him in the squad.
National League new boys North Ferriby picked up their first win at this level against Guiseley in midweek. They were looking to secure back-to-back victories here against a Torquay side who had failed to score in either of their away games so far. Brett Williams had a chance to end that run as he latched on to Liam Slade's poor back pass, but the impressive Rory Watson did well to smother the ball as the frontman looked destined to score. In the end, though, it was a single goal which was the difference between the two teams. Danny Clark turning smartly in the box before firing home his first goal of the season. Steve Howsham's side are adapting well to life in English football's fifth tier.
It's another great win for us. We got our first win on Tuesday, obviously against Guiseley, and we tried to install into the players, go and win another one. Have that belief in it. We looked a bit leggy, but we dug deep, got the rewards, and massive 3 points for us.
Eastleigh manager Chris Todd was sacked just 4 games into the season after the midweek 4-2 home defeat by Dover. The big-spending Hampshire club have turned to the experienced former Hartlepool boss Ronnie Moore to help fulfil their promotion ambitions. An injury-time winner saw Wrexham edge past Solihull in midweek. They should have taken the lead on the half-hour mark, Jerry McDonough turning Adam Dugdale inside out before his shot was parried to John Rooney, but Ross Flitney did well to keep out the follow-up. Gary Mills's side are yet to concede a goal at the racecourse ground this season, but have only scored 1 themselves, something they'll definitely need to improve on if they're to mount a serious playoff push this time around. That won't be helped by finishing like this from Callum Powell, who fired wide with only Flitney to beat. Moore watched the goalless draw from the stands and has plenty to think about.
Everything happened so fast on Thursday. I haven't seen the ground yet. It's one of them. It was done that quickly. Met the players at the hotel yesterday and basically let Ben just get on with organising because he's had them all week, so he set the pattern of play up. But I said a little bit before the game, a little bit at half time, a little bit at the end. But it's nice to at least get a point from the game.
So it's looking good so far for Tranmere. 3 points clear at the top of the table after winning their opening 5 matches for the first time in the club's history. Dagenham and Redbridge, looking for an immediate return to the Football League, are up to second, and it's been a great start for 2 of the promoted sides, with Sutton and Solihull Moors both occupying places in the top 5. Dover and Forest Green both made the playoffs last season and have overcome slow starts to win their last 3 games. Guiseley are without a point and looking for a new manager, having dismissed Mark Bauer after surrendering a 2-1 lead to lose at Solihull. Woking are the only other National League side still waiting for their first win of the season. Torquay and Southport also lost, but the atmosphere at Hayes Lane improved considerably after Bromley's thrilling win over Gateshead. We have some great live action coming up, so don't forget to join us next Saturday as we bring you Dagenham and Redbridge against Wrexham on BT Sport 1 from 11:45 a.m. Then on Bank Holiday Monday, we're at Prenton Park to see if Tranmere Rovers can extend their 100% record against Guiseley. That's exclusively live on BT Sport 1 from 5 p.m. That's all we've got time for this week, I'm afraid. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you again very soon.
Look the part, play the part. Yakko sponsors Vanarama National League on BT Sport.